Om 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 Anandamayi Chaitanyamayi Satyamayi Parame. Om Sri Aurobindo Mira is my refuge. Namaste, good morning, Bande Matram. I will welcome all of you. The topic of this glorious morning's discussion will be on a glorious poem, that is Invitation. The great poem, Sri Aurobindo has written it, the great poem that is Invitation. So here the name itself indicates there is a invitation. Invitation for what? For this adventure. Really, this great adventure, for this great adventure there is an invitation from the Lord. So there is an invitation from the Lord to adventure in the path of the Lord, being guided by the Lord. So this invitation, it is there. In the very initial period, during almost his Alipur lifetime, he heard this poem, of course. This is Invitation. So the major purpose we are going to discuss in brief, but in one way, if we want to learn what is there inside the poem, it is to rise above the circumstance, how to reach the goal, how to get prepared. So what is the path? These are the things mostly it has been described by Sri Aurobindo beautifully. So we'll go in detail. In some quarter an hour discussion will be on this poem, a great poem, that is Invitation. Here also Sri Aurobindo invites those people who are those sadhakas who are really willing to make an adventure in this path of this integral yoga. So already Sri Aurobindo has quoted, the road is not that much convenient, it is not that much smooth. So you may find alone in that abuse. Gods will be unwilling above, and the second, the demons will be furious. So these are the obstacles are there, so many dangers, so many haphazard problems will be there, you will be facing on the way. But thing is that some people will be prepared mentally, vitally and physically, even psychically to proceed in this path. For those there is an call, there is an invitation from the Lord. So again, we have seen in that adventure we have seen already. Those who are ready for this divine adventure, I do call them. Call them to get prepared. So some people they were ready, and the second phase that is coming, that road is actually haphazard. Nobody knows what is going to happen. So there is actually up and down, like crest and top. There is some willingness, then something like a silence is there. Again, Sri Aurobindo, again, of course, mother has the call. It is there from the mother. If you will reach the goal, there is luminosity, there is great success, there is greatness. So everything is there, bright, luminous. If you reach there, so there is another in the another phase. There is something, some encouragement there. I want to go. But thing is that Sri Aurobindo mother quotes in up and down manner. Those who are ready for this spiritual adventure, I do call them. Second, nobody knows what is going to happen. You may be having some misleading calls. Demons will be there. Wild animals will be there. So many odds, haphazards will be there. Obstacles will be there. Then mother quotes, if you reach there, then there will be a brightness, light, luminosity. Everything is there. So how we will go? Then mother quotes, I am here. So I will guide you, I will carry you with pulling your hands, catching your hands, I will take to the goal. So there is nothing to add, nothing to be get worried, because divine is there to support our divine adventure in the path of the divine. So nothing to worry, we have to be prepared divinely. Now here in this quotation, of course, there is also another few lines you can see. Of course, it is the mother's indirect voice. A few I guide who pass me towards the light. A few I help, but the mals falls back unsaved. A few I help, the mals back on many strive and fail. So these are the things. It is also there. It is mother's indirect word. So up and down, there is a call. There is an invitation. Here we have seen throughout the journey. And of course mother has also assured us that in of course in her indirect voice, um, I must save earth if earth consents to be saved. There is a need of consent from you. So if earth consents to be saved, then love shall at last tread unwounded earth's soil. The mind shall be admit the sovereignty of truth. The body shall bear the immense descent of God. With this consent, with yes, I want to be saved. With this, so many very nice happenings will be there in your life. Still, then there is a confusion. People are trying. Some people, some steps they are moving. Then there is a hotspot, something are standing, getting confusion, whether go or not. But once this spiritual path has been chosen, and some steps have been gone a long way since long time immemorial. Since in birth after birth, we have proceeded in this line, so there is nothing to stop, pause, or get confused. Rather than we have to go, and Sri Aurobindo has got the invitation from Alipur jail. Of course, it was written the how to rise above circumstance, how to get prepared, and what is there on the way, and how to reach it, and who he really is. And very interestingly, you will see Sri Aurobindo has rarely written anything on him actually. It is very scarce, very rare. He has never given her his identity. Of course, mother has identified Sri Aurobindo in different ways, in different names, forms, and different shapes. And of course everything is there in the mother's writing. Without him I exist not, without me he is unmanifest. This is the great messaged by mother. So here towards the last four lines, towards the end, we'll see Sri Aurobindo how he is gloriously he is actually describing on himself who he is really in a very in the some words of the something like in the Rudra voice, in the Shiva voice, in the voice of Mahadeva. So how strongly, how boldly he expresses his own identity. Anyway, we'll see. With wind and weather beating round me, this is the scenario. With the wind and weather beating round me, of course, we'll see in the Alipur jail that Sarva Vasudeva Maya, everywhere Vasudeva Lord, we have seen. So there some guidance from Vivekananda, his time, yogic eyes had been opened to some extent. So that time, from that period onwards, during the course, with wind and weather beating round me. Round me, who are they? They are wind and the weather beating round me. Up to the hill and the moorland I go. I go where? Up to the hill and the moorland I go. This is a beautiful thing. Up to the hill and the moorland I go. And what is the present scenario, circumstance? What is there? With the wind and weather. It is not entirely stormy, tempest. So wind and weather beating round me. Who will come with me? This is the first invitation, first word from the Lord. Who will come with me? Who will climb with me? Because come with me, that is hill and moorland, it has been received in the first initial half. It is written before this sentence. Who will come with me? Who is prepared? Who is accompanying me? Who will come with me? Who is prepared? So, who will climb with me? Not only come with me, he has to climb up because it is a ascent. So we know this is the not only the supramental way. Yoga is simultaneously ascent and a descent, ascent to the higher source and a descent of the higher consciousness into the embodied being. That is yoga. So who will come with me and who will climb with me to the hill, to the moorland? I am going, and I have got the invitation to you all who are prepared and who has the willing spectators, willing yoga doers. He can climb and come with me. One day through the brook and the triumph through the snow. So these are the things, the scenario is there. It is not that much smooth. Already we have known this yoga, it is like a fire, don't touch it, your fingers may burn out. It is a untrodden path. Nobody has it expected that he will go and he will touch the distance, he will trod this untrodden path. So what do with the, through the brook and the tramp through the snow. Snow is there, brook is there, so you have to go. That is not that much smooth. Still, then people who have opted out to take this path, who will proceed in this path, I invite them to come and follow me, to come with me, to climb with me. Not in the petty circle of of cities, crammed by your doors and your walls I dwell. Just imagine how it is gloriously written. Not in the petty circle of cities. I am going, this is untrodden, already we have discussed, this is an untrodden path, nobody has ever gone, nobody has dared to cross, it is totally untrodden path, no idea, nobody have any idea about this path. So not in the petty circle of cities, that the cities are, so cities, plains, everything is known, not like this, unlike crammed by your doors, these cities crammed by your doors and your walls, your doors, your walls, your house, I dwelled. Over me God is blue in the vacuum. Over me house I am not also going in a very moorland, in a very deserted heart, because I am not also alone. Over me God is blue in the vacuum. So over me the truth shall be guide on the nature steps. Truth shall guide our truth shall be a sun on the nature's head. Truth shall guide our the nature steps. Truth shall graze out of the nether deeps. Already Sri Aurobindo has quoted in his Magnum Opus Savitri, great epic. So over me the God in blue in the vacuum, against me the wind and the storm rebel. So over me God is there in blue in the vacuum, and against me what is the scenario? What is the opposing forces? What is the real thing I am facing against? Against me the wind and the storm rebel. Against me the wind. Wind means with respect to velocity. It is not the pure air. Against me in the wind and the storm rebel. There is a rebellion of the storm you can find. In between that I am planning to go, not planning to go, I am going. And whoever are planning really to go to follow me, I invite them, because I am going, you have to go. The road is, nobody knows what is there. We have to go adventure. But on the way, what will happen, nobody knows. Wild animal is there, demons are there. And the gods whom you are praying, they don't know. They are unwilling on the top. Still then, there is luminosity, there is brightness, there is future, if once you reach him. And how will go, that already we have discussed, that I am with you, I am carrying you. I sport with solitude here in my region. Just imagine. I sport with solitude. Nobody is there. No disturbance, no difficulty, no distortion, nothing is there. I sport with solitude here in my regions, and of misadventure have made me a friend. This adventure, not only it's adventure, this is a mid-adventure, misadventure have made me a friend. Just imagine how beautiful, gloriously it is written. Obviously, it is glorious, uncomparable. Misadventure have made me a friend who would live largely, who would live freely. Again, initially it was quoted, who will come with me, who will climb with me. Then again, Sri Aurobindo, like these two sub-sentences are there, who would live largely, who would live freely. That's what I am calling. Then here to the wind swept upland ascent. Here, who will live largely, who will live freely. Here, where? Live freely and live largely where? In the wind swept uplands ascent. Wind swept uplands ascent. Then finally, Sri Aurobindo gives his own identity, really very difficultly, he never actually exposes. I am the Lord of tempest and mountain, like Rudra, like Shiva. He is expressing in a big voice, bold voice. I am the Lord of tempest and mountain. I am the spirit of the freedom and pride. This is my identity. I am the Lord of the tempest and mountain. I am the spirit of the freedom and pride. Stark must not be, and kinsman to danger. Who shares my kingdom and walks at my side. This is the great revelation by love.